Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to Bhaktivedanta Manor, Sri Krishna Haveli, on Nrsimhadev's appearance day. It's been a long time since we've seen so many devotees, so many visitors that come through our doors. A quick temperature check, and then in you go for the darshan. So it's really good to see you all in person. So a really big welcome from us. We just want to give you lots of blessings today from Bhaktivedanta Manor, from our lordships, Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Radha, Gokulananda, Gaurnitai, and also Lord Nrsimhadev himself. So we're really honored today that this is actually the 329th day of us being open for darshan during COVID. Do you want to give the temple a round of applause for that? For all the volunteers, for all the devotees, for all the staff members, running the show every day so that the devotees and the pilgrims can come and take darshan of the lordships. So myself, I'm Devaki Dasi, and Kishori Mataji are your hosts today. Kishori Mataji is from Ireland, and she is full-time serving with us here at Bhaktivedanta Manor as a yoga teacher and also the School of Bhakti.
Hare Krishna, thank you everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you all. And next to me, to your left, my right, we have got Her Grace Devaki Prabhu. And as you are aware, and I'm sure you all know her, she has been serving here for about 20 years, right? So she's been serving at the manor full-time for 20 years, and she is now co-director of the Haveli, which we are all in now. And she's done many, many projects, and there's more projects to come, I'm sure, as well. So can we all give a big round of applause and a big Haribol for Devaki?
Thank you. So just before we start, just a few house rules just for us to remember. Hand space face. Just to make sure that your mask is on throughout the show. So when we're off as well, we'll be putting our masks on. If you do feel unwell, just let one of the stewards know, and we just go out the back door to the Bala Gopal room in the reception, and then we can do a lateral flow test, make sure that you're okay. Also, if you need the toilets, just feel free to go at the back over the double doors, and then just use the toilets and then come back in again, because I think your shoes are there as well. There is no fire alarm today, so if you hear it, we'll have to go again through those back doors, turn left, and go onto the geogrid. And that's it, and that's over to you, Kishori Mataji.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, although we're all here in the Haveli, we do have an audience online as well. So for those of you watching online, you are here with us in spirit, so please do interact with us online. You can give us a thumbs up, or a smiley face, or a love heart, hopefully no thumbs down, or no crying faces. So please interact with us, because you are here with us in spirit, and hopefully in the future we can all be here together, everyone packed in the Haveli like it should be.
Fantastic. Also, just a few things. While you're here on the estate with us, the Goshala is open to go and take blessings of the cows. Also, there's prasadam packages for you on the way out, so make sure that you collect that and take that prasadam home to honor with your family. And also, you can purchase, ready for this one, Rawsome burgers from Radharani's Bakery today. So have those, be festive, join in the fun to complete your fast. And that brings us on to starting our event today, our festival here at the Sri Krishna Haveli. Unfortunately, our temple president cannot be with us today, but she has sent a little video for us to watch to welcome you all with lots of love and blessings on this auspicious day of Nrsimhadev's appearance day. So put your hands together for Her Grace Vishakha Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to the celebration of Lord Nrsimhadev's glorious appearance. In 1967, in New York City, Srila Prabhupada suffered a heart attack. At that time, he taught his distraught followers how to pray to Lord Nrsimhadev for protection. One after the other, he said the words of the prayer, and one of the ladies wrote them down. Then she called the devotees in the San Francisco and Montreal temples and told them the prayer. All night in all 3 temples, which was all the temples at that time, the devotees chanted Hare Krishna, along with this special prayer to Lord Nrsimhadeva, the half-man, half-lion incarnation of Lord Krishna, who had appeared in another age to save his devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, and to conquer the godless terrorist, Hiranyakashipu. Tavakara Kamala Bharenakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. 3 years later, during an otherwise ordinary afternoon in New Dwarka, Los Angeles, someone threw a cherry bomb into the temple room. This was the first instance of violence to the Hare Krishna devotees. Srila Prabhupada said, as our movement gets stronger, the demons will retaliate. They will be more threatened. The devotees were frightened. They were already singing the Tavakara Kamala prayers, and on the day after the bombing, Srila Prabhupada taught them the Namaste Nadasringhaya prayers, and told them to chant these prayers after every kirtan. Srila Prabhupada told the devotees, let us do our duty and chant Hare Krishna. Everything will be all right. Prahlad Maharaj was a 5-year-old boy, and his father was such a big demon. But still, Prahlad Maharaj was victorious. Similarly, we are all like Prahlad Maharaj. The fight is there. Chant Hare Krishna, depend on Krishna. We will come out victorious. Lord Nrsimhadeva will help us. But one may ask, if we're simply supposed to depend on Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, and offer prayers to Lord Nrsimhadeva, why do we do a Maha Yagna, a great sacrifice? From Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand that all sacrifices are meant for realizing the truth about Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and for pleasing him. The godless Hiranyakashipu underwent severe bodily torture to achieve sense gratification, but this is not actually sacrifice. Actual sacrifice is to accept voluntary bodily inconvenience for the sake of knowing Sri Krishna. That is the ultimate purpose of sacrifice. By the proper performance of yajna, we gradually become Krishna conscious and become godly in all respects. In this age of quarrel, hypocrisy, and suffering, one kind of sacrifice is especially recommended: Sankirtan Yajna, as inaugurated by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All of us are strongly recommended to follow this sure and recognized path by chanting the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimhadeva Bhagavan Ki Jai. So, we'd like to welcome you for our annual Nrsimhadeva Maha Yagna. Last year, it was just the residents, but by the blessings of Lord Nrsimhadeva, we have managed to have a few live audience. Haribo! Maybe not. So, we all know that Nrsimhadeva is a protector of the devotees. It's been interesting last year and this year. So this yagya is dedicated for those who've passed away, those who are going through some difficulties, those who are suffering mentally, physically, and then ultimately we are asking Nrsimhadeva to remove our material attachments so that we can get pure, unalloyed, devotional service to Lord Krishna. So we'll chant the invocation mantra. You can all please kindly repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya.
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 Namaste Jaste Jaste Avir Avir Bhava Vrajanaka Vraja Dharmasa Kamasayan Randaya Randaya Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Abhayam Atmani Bhushtam Om Shra Om Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimhadeva, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth, just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this world. The performance of this yagya is to bestow good fortune and welfare to everyone, particularly in India. So Prahlad Maharaj has given a very, very nice blessings. So we will recite these blessings so that we can ask the Lord that He can kindly bestow good fortune to everyone. Swasti astu vishvasya kalaha prasaditam dhyayanto bhutani shivam mito diya manasya badram bhajata dadokshaje avishyantam namati api ahoituki. May there be good fortune throughout the universe. May all the envious persons be pacified. May all the living entities become calm by practicing bhakti yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Shri Krishna, and always remain absorbed of thought of Him. Now we will chant the purification mantra, so we can auspicate and begin the ceremony. If you can all please kindly repeat after me. Om Apavitra
Apavitra
Pavitrova
Pavitrova
Sarvam Vastam Kachopiva Yasmaret Pundri Kaksha Cha Baya Bayantara Suchi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. I know traditionally when we make an offering into the fire, we place some samagiri, so only the pandits will be doing that. But within your mind, within your heart, we can do manasa puja or manasa offering, which is just as powerful. So you might not be able to physically throw some grains, but we ask you that within your mind, after each mantra which is chanted, and we make an offering into Agni, you can within your mind mentally make an offering. So today we have gathered the best pandits from all the four corners of Boramwood. So we have Krishna Kishore Haribol, and we have Dham Sevana. This is his first time joining this yagya. May maybe, possibly last one. What was that? No?
4 years ago.
Yeah, okay, all right, my mistake. And we have Krishna Govinda.
Haribol.
Haribol. So they're very, very pure within their hearts. They perform these very, very strict rules of this Brahminical performance of Yagya. So I will hand over to Krishna Kishore, who will tell us what will be happening. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear Prabhu. Thank you, Narayana. Haribol. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. In the interest of time, I will just read my preparation. So, we, Jai Krishna and myself and our Pandits here, are very grateful to all of you who have joined us, both online and in person, to celebrate this Nrsimha Jayanti. Before I begin, I wish to express my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for bringing the signs of Krishna consciousness to the West and enlightening us about Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Nrsimha. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And on behalf of all of us, I'd like to express our sincere thanks to our respective spiritual masters, friends and colleagues who have introduced us on this Krishna conscious spiritual path. I'd like to say a big thank you to Jai Krishna Prabhu for asking me to join him again in performing this Nrsimha Kavacha Yagya. Had it not been for the lockdown last year, this would have been our 6th consecutive year. We can begin counting today a new statistic, our first one in the Haveli 2021. Hopefully we will all be together in 2041, and that's 20 years from now to celebrate 20 years of Nrsimha Kavacha Yagya. Without any reservation, I have to say a big thank you to my senior godbrother, His Grace Shri Radharaman Prabhu, for teaching me everything I know about carrying out yagyas. And finally, we wish to seek blessings from our senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are all gathered here, and all the devotees, that we may carry out this very sacred, powerful yagya on your behalf. Hare Krishna. So this year, we're going to sing for the first time in our yagyas, and maybe we can do this every year, the 4 verses of the Dasha-avatar up to the advent of Lord Nrsimha. And then the yagya will be similar to previous ones. We will begin by reciting, and also we'll be reciting the Prajita Homa, which we haven't recited in the past, and this is to give us forgiveness for mistakes we've made. So finally, I will begin to recite the invocation mantras, and then the Swasti Vachanan, and then finally we will do the Sankalpa, and we're asking for blessings from all the demigods and all the senior Vaishnavas for protection for the whole world. So, thank you very much. I'll now begin the ceremony. Om Apasarbantu te bhutaya bhuta bhumi samstitahaya bhuta vigna karta neshantu shivya yagya. Om Shri Guru Paramananda Premananda Falprada Brajananda Pradananda Sevyamaniyo Yaya Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayati Giriya Kripatvam Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Om Jnana Timirandasya Ginang Ginang Chalakaya Chakshuruhan Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. Ada Sankalpa Om Apavitra Vaha Pavitro Va Sarvastaham Gato Viva Yasmareta Pundare Kaksham Sabhaya Bhayantare Suchi. Om Vishnu Om Vishnu Om Vishnu Om Tat Sat Adya Vaisha Kamasa Shukla Paksha Chaturdashi Shubhadito Krishna Kishore Dasaya Cha Jai Krishna Das Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Vyam Pritiartam Bhaktivedanta Manor Mahadam Nrsimha Jayanti Karosmi. So now we'll just recite the 4 verses of the Dasha Avatar, and then when we get to the 4th one, we can all sing in unison. Okay. Hada Dasha Avatar Pralaya Payori Jalaya Dritavana Sivedam Vihita Vahitra Charitra Makedam Keshavadrita Mina Sharira Jayo Jagadi Share Jayo Jagadish Hare, Jayo Jagadish Hare, Shitiriha Vipula Teriti Shtati Tava Prishte, Dharani Dharana Kina Chakra Garishte, Keshavadrita Kurma Sharira, Jayo Jagadish Hare, Jayo Jagadish Hare, Jayo Jagadish Hare. Vasati Dashana Shikare Dharani Tavalagna Shashini Kalanka Kalevani Magna Keshavadrita Shukara Rupa Jayo Jagadish Hare Jayo Jagadish Hare Jayo Jagadish Hare Bodo Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamar Bhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jayo Jagadish Hare Jayo Jagadish Hare Jayo Jagadish Hare Pachu Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamar Bhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jayo Jagadish Hare Jayo Jagadish Hare Jayo Jagadish Hare. Adaswasti Vachanam Hari Om Punantu Mam Devajana Punantu Manasadiya Punantu Vishva Bhutani Jata Veda Punihima Sakarmana Punyam Bhavantu Bhavantu Om Punyaham Om Punyaham Om Punyaham Om Udgareva Shakune Samagaishi Brahmaputreva Shavuneshu Samshashi Visheva Vaji Shishu Matira Pitya Sarvato na Shakuna Badramavada Vishvato na Shakune Punyamavada Asakarmana Swasti Bhavantu Bhavantu Aishmate Om Swasti Om Swasti Om Swasti Om Swasti na Indriyo Vridashavaha Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti na Tariksharastinami Swasti no Brihaspati Dadatu Amasi Karmana Riddhyam Bhavantu Bhavantu Om Riddhyatam Om Riddhyatam Om Riddhyatam Riddhyamastomam Sanyam Abhajamano Mantram Saradeho Payatam Yashona Pakvam Margo Shivantaram Bhutam Sho Ashvino Bolom Shanti 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 Om Ara Shanti Panchikam Hari Om Shamno Mitra Sham Varuna Shamno Bhavatvarayama Shamno Indriyo Brihaspati Shamno Vishnu Rurkamaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksha Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksha Brahma Varisham Ritam Avarisham Satyam Avarisham Tan Mamavatu Tad Bhakta Ramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram Bolom Shanti 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 Om Shamno Mitra Sham Varuna Shamno Bhavatvarayama Shamna Indriyo Brihaspati Shamno Vishnu Rurkama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyakshat Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyakshat Brahma Varisham Ritam Avarisham Satyam Avarisham Tan Mamavit Tad Bhakta Ramavit Avin Mamavit Bhaktaram Bolom Shanti 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 Om Bhunangtu Saha Viryan Karavavahe Tejasvina Varid Amashtumam Vidvishavai Bolom Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vajishyate Bolom Shanti 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 Om Tatcheyoravrini Mahe Gatum Yagyaya Gatum Yagyapatehe Devi Swastirastunaha Swasti Manashebhyaha Gurdam Jigatu Beshajam Shamno Astu Dvipade Sham Chachushpade Bolom Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, I'm going to purify the ghee now. Sorry, I'm going to purify the fire now. Gravyam damagni prahinomi duram yamarajo gacchato viprava. That's called Agni Samskara. Now I'm going to do Agni Stapana. I'm going to establish the fire. Om Bhur Swaha Om. Agnimire purohitam jagyase devam ritvijam hotaram ratnadatamam hari om ishetvarjetva vayavastu vayavasta devo vasavita Praprayatu sheshtatamaya karmani hari om agna ayahi vitahe krinano havyadatahe nihota satchi bareshi hari om om aganayi ayayi Voitoyai, toyai, grinani hota, pyata toya, toya, nani hota sa. Channo devira vishtaya apo bhavantu pitaye Channo rabishravantuna Channo deviri abhistaya Channo bhavantu tupihitaya Channo bhavantu Shravantu na ho aishi hari om bolom shanti shanti shanti. Okay, now I'm going to recite the Mahavyarati Homa, and this is accessing us to the mantras. Om Adama Vyarati Homa. Om Bur Swahadam Agnaidam Namama. Om Bur Swahadam Vaivedam Namama. Om Swaswahadam Surya Idam Namama. Om Bhurvura Swaswahadam Prajapate Idam Namama. Adashi Nrsimha Kavacham Stotram. If you want to recite the words up there. Hari Om Nrsimha Kavacham Vakshe Praladinoditam Pura Sarva Raksha Karam Punyam Sarva Padravanashanam Swahadam Sri Nrsimhadam Namama Sarva Sampat Karam Chaiva Swarga Moksha Pradayakam Dhyatva Nrsimham Devesham Hema Simhasanastitam Swahadam Sri Nrsimhadam Namama Vivrattasyam Trenayanam Sharad Indu Samam Prabhat Lakshmya Alangita Vamangam Vibhuti Birupasritam Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Chaturbhujam Komalangam Swarna Kondala Shobhitam Saroja Shobhito Raksham Ratna Keyura Mudritam Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Tapta Kanchana Sankasham Pita Nirmala Vasasam Indradi Sulamolistas Puran Manakya Diptibihi Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Virajita Paradvandam Shankha Chakradi Hiptibihi Karumatacha Vinayat Stuya Manamundan Vitam Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Swarita Kamala Samvasam Kritva Tu Kavacham Patet Nrsimho Me Shriya Patu Loka Rakshata Sambhava Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Sarva Gopistam Bhavasaha Phalam Me Rakshatundvanim Nrsimho Me Disho Patu Somaso Ragni Lochana Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Smritam Me Patavni Hari Muni Varyastuti Priyah Nasam Me Simanasastu Mukam Lakshmi Mukha Priyah Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Sarva Vidya Dita Patu Nrsimho Rasanam Mamam Bhaktaram Patvu Indavaranam Sada Prahlad Vandita Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Nrsimha Patu Me Kantam Skando Bubrid Antakrit Divya Shobhita Bhuja Nrsimha Patu Me Bhuja Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Karo Me Deve Varado Nrsimha Patu Sarvasaha Hridyam Yogi Sadhyascha Nivasam Patu Me Hari Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Madhyam Patu Hiranyaksha Vaksha Kukshi Vidaranaha Nabhi Me Patu Nairhari Swanabhi Brahma Shamstutaha Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Pramandakotaya Katyam Yasya Sompatuk Katim Guyam Metu Guyanam Mantram Gubrapadrik Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Uro Mano Bhavaha Patu Janu Ninara Rupadrik Jange Patu Daradara Hata Hoso Nikrishari Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Sura Rajaya Pradaha Patu Pado Minara Ishvaraha Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Patu Mi Sarvashastanu Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Mahogra Puravat Patu Mahavira Rajognitaha Mahavishnu Dakshanetu Mahajwalestu Neritaha Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Pashyami Pada Sarveshu Dishimi Sarvato Mukha Nrsimha Patu Vayavyam Somyam Bhushana Vigraha Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Ishanyam Patu Badro Me Sarva Mangaladayakaha Samsarabhayata Patu Mrityu Mrityu Nikeshari Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Idam Nrsimha Kavacham Pralad Mukha Manditam Bhaktimanya Pate Nityam Sarva Papi Pramochyate Swahadam Shri Nrsimhadam Namama Putra Vandanavan Loke Dirghayurvajayate Kamayate Yam Yam Kamam Tam Tam Prapnotya Samshayaham स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः सर्वत्र जयमाप्नोति सर्वत्र विजयी भवेत् भूम्या अंतरिक्ष दिव्यानां ग्रहाणां विनिवारणं स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः वृश्चिको राजसम्भूता विषपारणं परं ब्रह्मरक्षस्य यक्षाणां दुरात्सारणकारणं स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः भुजे वा तलपत्रे वा कवचं लिखितं शुभं कारे मूले धृतिं येन सिद्धेयु कर्मसिद्धयः स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः देवासुरमनुष्येषु स्वं स्वमेव जयं लभेत् एकसन्ध्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं वा यापते नियतो नरः स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः सर्वमङ्गलमङ्गल्यं भुक्तिमुक्तिं च विन्दते द्वात्रिंशतिसहस्राणि पतेत् सुरात्मनां नृणां स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः कवचस्य मन्त्रस्य मन्त्रसिद्धि प्रजायते अनेन मन्त्रराजेन कृत्वा भस्माभिमन्त्रणं स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः तिलकं विनयस्यस्तु तस्य ग्राभायमरेत् त्रिवारं जपानस्तु तथा भार्याभिमन्त्रय च स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः प्रसयायुर्मनोन्त्रं नरसिंहध्यानं चरेत् तस्य रोगाः प्रणश्यन्ति ये च सुकुक्षसम्भव स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः गर्जन्तं गार्जयन्तं निजभुजपतलं स्फोटयन्तं हतन्तं रूप्यन्तं तापयन्तं दिवि भुवि द्वितीयं क्षेपन्तं क्षिपन्तं क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सतन्तं सम्मरन्तं परन्तं वीक्षन्तं पूर्णयन्तं करनिकराशते दिव्यासीमां नमामि स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः इति श्रीब्रह्माण्डपुराणे प्रह्लादोक्तं श्री नरसिंह कवचं सम्पूरान् स्वाहा श्री नरसिंहाय नमः ॐ भूर्स्वाहा मग्नाय नमः ॐ भूर्स्वस्वाहा वायवे नमः ॐ स्वस्वाहा सूर्यरय नमः ॐ भूर्भुवस्वस्वाहा प्रजापते इदं नमः अधपुरुषु शुक्तः हरि ॐ सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपाथ सबूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा आत्यातिष्ठा शशाङ्कुलं स्वाहा श्रीगोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ पुरुषे वेरगं सर्वं यद्भूते यक्षभव्यम् उतामृताद्वशानः यदानेनातिरोहति स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ एतावानस्य महिमामातो जायायागंस्य पुरुषः पारोस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्य मृतां दिवि स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ त्रिपाद ऊर्ध्वा ऊर्वेत् पुरुषः पारोस्य भवत् पुनः ततो विश्वान् व्याक्रामते शासनानाशने अभि स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ तस्माद् विराजजात विराजो हरिपुरुषः स जातो अक्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमि अतो पुरः स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः यत्पुरुषेण विश्वादेवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्य श्रीराज्यं ग्रीष्मा ईद्मा शरद्रविः स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ सप्तास्यासान् परिदयः त्रिसप्तसंमिदकृतः देवयज्ञं तन्वान अबध्नान् पुरुषं पशुं स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः तयज्ञं वर्षि प्रोक्षणे पुरुषं जातमागृतः तेन देवयजन्त साद्या ऋषयश्च स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ तस्माद्यज्ञ सर्वभूतः संवृतं प्रसदाजं पशुगं ताग्रं चक्रे वायव्याने आरण्याग्राम्याश्च स्वाहा श्री गोकुलनन्द्याय नमः ॐ तस्माद्यज्ञ सर्वभूतः ऋचसामानि जज्ञरे Chandagam si jagyare tasmat yajushtasmarajayata Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namama Om Tasmad Ashva Ayajanta Ekecho Bhaya Dadaha Gavaha Yagyare Tasmat Jata Ajavaya Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namama Om Yat Purusham Yadatahu Katidar Vakalpayanne Mukam Kim Asya Kobahu Kavuru Para Yuchate Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namama Om Brahmano Syamukamasid Bahu Rajanya Kritaha Uru Tadasya Yadaveshyaha Padbhyam Shudro Ajayata Swaharam Shri Gokulananda Bhyamidam Namah Om Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chakshu Suryo Jayata Mukarindriyas Chagnischa Pranad Vayurajayata Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namah Om Nabhyasid Antariksham Shri Shodhoy Samarvartata Padbhyam Bhumedi Shastrota Tata Lokamakalpayan Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namah Om Vedam Etam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varanam Tamasashtupare Sarvani Rupani Vijittadiraha Namani Kritva Bhiva Dadan Yadaste Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namah Om Data Purushad Yamuda Jahara Shakraf Pravidvan Pradishchasraha Tam Evan Vidvam Amritaya Bhavanti Nanya Panta Ayananya Vidyate Swaharam Shri Gokulananda Bhyam Namah Om Yagyena Yagyam Ajanta Devaha Tani Dharmani Prattamanasanha Te Hanaka Maimana Sashante Yatra Purve Sarya Shanti Devaha Swaharam Shri Gokulanandhyayam Namah Om Ada Praichata Homa Om Pahino Gnayena Se Swaha Pahino Vishvaveda Se Swaha Yagyam Pahi Vibhavaso Swaha Sarvam Pahi Shatakrato Swaha Pahino Gnayakaya Payutu Dvitiyah Payurjantitiyah Pahi Girvishchatasrabirvaso Swaha Om Punarurja Nirvata Swa Punaragna Isha Yusha Punana Payagham Yasah Swaha Om Saharaya Nirvata Swa Agne Pinvasya Daraya Vishvapsnya Vishvatispari Swaha Om Anagyatam Yadadgyatam Yagyasya Kriyate Mitu Agne Tatasya Kalpayatvagam Hi Vitayata Tatam Swaha Om Prajapate Nadvetanyo Anyo Vishvajatani Paritada Bhuva Yatkamaste Jahumastano Astuvyam Syama Patayorahinam Swadam Vaishnavedam Namama Om Buruswadam Agneya Idam Namama Om Burvaswa Idam Vaivedam Namama Om Swaswa Idam Surya Idam Namama Om Burvaswa Idam Prajapate Idam Namama.
Hare Krishna. So now we'll do the Vaishnava Homa. We're running a little bit out of time, so we're just going to ask everyone to chant in unison, and we'll only chant a few selected verses. Then after that we'll do Purnahurti. So everyone together. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasma Shri Guruve Namaha Swaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Swaha. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyacha Desatarine Swaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Swaha. Sri Vashabhanavi Devi Dayatya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Swaha. Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patito Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Namo Mahavadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Mine Goratizve Namo Namaha Swaha. Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namine Bhakta Shaktikam Swaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Swaha. Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Swaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha. Everyone, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha. Idam Mahamantra Idam Namama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha. Idam Mahamantra Idam Namama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha. Idam Mahamantra Idam Namama. So we'll just chant Nrsimha Gayatri. We will infuse the Shakti of Nrsimha, which is called Shram. Shram is the Bija mantra for Nrsimhadev, which is non-different from the deity. So we'll infuse this mantra into this thread, so that afterwards, when you wear this, you will have the protection of Nrsimhadev. So everyone can please chant after me. Ugram Vera Mahavishnum Jvalvatam Sarvatam Mukam Nrsimham Vishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namami Aham. Ugram Vera Mahavishnu Jvalvatam Sarvatam Mukam Nrsimham Vishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namami Aham. Ugram Vera Mahavishnu Jalvatam Sarvatam Mukam Nrsimham Vishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namam Swaha. Idam Nrsimhadam Namama Swaha. Idam Nrsimhadam Namama Swaha. Idam Nrsimhadam Namama. So now we'll do the Purna Hurti.
Oh yes. Om Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Swaha. Shirada Gokulananda Bhyam Namama. Om Purnamada Purnamidat Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Swaha. Gokulananda Bhyam Namama. Om Purnamada Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Swaha. Shri Radha Gokulananda Bhyam Idam Namama.
Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas. So this concludes the fire yagya. We pray that Lord Nrsimhadev guides us, protects us in whatever our endeavors are to satisfy Lord Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki,
Jai.
Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki,
Jai.
Shri Shri Gaunitai Bhagavan ki,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Bolo Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki.
Jai.
I think you can do a little bit better. I know we've been a bit rusty for the last 18 months, so you might have forgotten a thing or two. So if we want to call out the mercy of the Lord, then we've got to put our hearts in it. Advaita Acharya, he shouted so hard that the voice of Advaita could be heard all the way in Gokul. So we want that you shout so loud Nrsimhadev's mantra that he can hear you in Ahobilam. Are we ready? Doesn't sound like it. Come on, guys. Okay. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
You can see the shape of the fire. That's the tongue of Lord Nrsimhadev. It's a perfect shape. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Devotees, Hare Krishna. I don't know what the ruling is, but let's sing it.
No, we got the
Oh, you have to go.
afterwards.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Jai Krishna Prabhu and the team, for a wonderful yagya. Give another round of applause to our wonderful pujaris here today with our Shaligram Sheila. I would now like to invite one of my favourite devotees here at Bhaktivedanta Manor. He is the chairman of the senior management team, a dear friend. Put your hands together for His Grace, Neela Madhav Das. Neela Prabhu. Neela Prabhu, you can come to the front. You want to go on stage? Go on, he wants to go on stage.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once again, a big thank you to all of you who have appeared here. And of course, we must show our appreciation to the 4 Kumaras who have left us, the 4 wonderful devotees, 4 Brahmanas, and a beautiful yagya which we've done. Of course, this is a very memorable year. Why? Because it's the very first yagya which we've performed, Nrsimha Yagya, very first yagya in the Haveli. So it's a historic moment, isn't it? For this facility has been awarded to us, none other than Srila Prabhupada, by him and naturally by our Radha Gokulananda, the deities. So for many, many years and generations to come, we will have this facility. So it's a very important time for us, and it's so pleasing to see all the youngsters here, all the children. All the children are here. So it's so very, very pleasing to see that, because that's the next generation. And just for the children, we have one little pastime of the Lord. One time, after Lord Nrsimha has annihilated Hiranyakashipu, all of a sudden, the Lord is looking for Prahlad. Prahlad has disappeared. He's not to be found anywhere. So the Lord is thinking, where is my Prahlad? Where has he disappeared to? And of course, the Lord is on the throne of Indra. He's on the throne of Indra, and he is Ugra. He's very, very angry. So they're all wondering what will happen now, because generally it's Prahlad who appears and pacifies Nrsimha. He makes sure that Nrsimha leaves his Ugra form behind. So therefore, the Lord is wondering, where is my Prahlad? The demigods are there, present. Lord Brahma is present. And Lord Brahma is thinking, who's going to go and pacify the Lord? Who is going to pacify Nrsimha? And of course, who he approaches, Lord Brahma approaches Lakshmi Devi and mentions, could you go and pacify the Lord? And of course, Lakshmi says, I'm not going anywhere near my hubby. When he's in this mood, I don't want to be seen. So don't even ask me to do anything. So now Lord Brahma is perturbed because the Ugra nature of the Lord, Nrsimha, is so very, very detrimental to the universe because the whole universe is shaking. It's all shaking. And so then Lord Brahma is thinking, do I have a volunteer amongst the assembly of all the demigods? Will anyone volunteer? So all the demigods are all lined up from Lord Ganesh to Lord Chandra to Surya, Lord Indra, obviously, they're all lined up. So Lord Brahma is thinking, okay, who's going to come forward? Who's the volunteer? So the volunteer, please come forward and step forward. Step forward. And of course, all of them step back. They step back behind. And there's one personality who remains like this. Everyone else has stepped back. And who is that? This is a personality who is a devout devotee of Lord Nrsimha. This personality receives all his Shakti from Lord Nrsimha. Any guesses who that may be? But Prahlad has disappeared, my dear. He's not around. Jamuna. Wild guess.
Lord Indra?
Lord Indra, a good guess. Very good. But not quite. Yes, young.
Lord Ganesh?
My God, a round of applause, Lord Ganesh. Lord Ganesh, Ganpati. Thank you very, very much. Well done. Lord Ganesh is there. He's standing right there because he's a devout devotee of Nrsimha. And so then, Lord Ganesh summons his carrier. Who is the carrier of Lord Ganesh? Jamuna. Pet mouse, wonderful. A round of applause for Jamuna. Brilliant, wonderful. Yes, it's the mouse. So, what happens is Lord Ganesh plonks himself on the carrier, on his mouse, and off he goes. Now, the assembly hall of Indra is vast. The assembly is vast, and the altar is quite a distance. So the pet mouse, the carrier, the rat, as it were, is trotting along. Halfway down the altar, guess what happens? Lord Ganesh topples over. Now, when Lord Ganesh topples over, it's a very, very funny sight. It's very funny. Soon as he topples over, Lord Nrsimhadeva is looking. He's looking as to what is happening. And soon as Lord Ganesh topples over, Lord Nrsimha is in hysteria. He's laughing. From roaring, from being ugra, from being angry, he's now laughing because it's such a funny sight. Very funny. And then the demigods laugh because the Lord is laughing, so naturally everyone else in the assembly laughs. So Lord Ganesh is thinking that everyone's laughing at me. He doesn't mind Lord Nrsimha laughing at him, but not the demigods. So he kicks his little rat. He says, I have nothing to do with you. And he starts running to the altar. And if you can imagine Lord Ganesh running to the altar, the sight becomes even more funnier. It's very, very funny. And Lord Nrsimhadeva is laughing and laughing. And then towards the end, Lord Ganesh dives. Now, if you can imagine Lord Ganesh diving, he dives to the feet of Lord Nrsimha. And he lands right at the feet of the Lord. Now, we had nice murti of Lord Nrsimha. And right to the feet he dives. And he sits by the feet of the Lord, and the Lord then pats him on the head, gets the benediction. He pats him on the head. And then, of course, Prahlad appears. And the Lord asks him, where have you been? Where have you been? So like that, Lord Ganesh is such a powerful devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev. All his Shakti is received by Lord Nrsimha. So Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad ki jai, Ganpati Dada ki jai, Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatrubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayocha, Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Now we're ready for the next show, I believe. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I'm on. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Nrsimhadeva Prabhu. And this is how we can engage with our experiences in Krishna consciousness when we hear wonderful stories about the Lord. And we remember them. I remember all the stories when I was young, but I'm not sure about my age right now. So anyway, I want to ask you a question. Does anybody know what our mission statement at Bhaktivedanta Manor is? Put your hand up if you can remember it. You might want to just have a little test. Anyone remember? Our mission statement at Bhaktivedanta Manor. Gaurangi Prabhu. Go on, shout it out. That's our theme. Thank you. But one bhakti point for you today. Our mission statement here at Bhaktivedanta Manor is inspiring hearts in Krishna consciousness. So whatever devotional service you render here at the Manor, whether it's cooking, whether it's greeting guests, whether it's even cleaning the toilets, whether it's kirtan, sanghas, reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, we want to inspire hearts in Krishna consciousness. But I always think to myself, before I can inspire others, how do I inspire my own heart in Krishna consciousness? Because we do have days like that, don't we, where we're a bit grumpy, a bit gloomy, and we think, oh gosh, I can't go to the temple again today. I've already done 13 hours. Can't do any more. But we need to inspire our own hearts. And then we can really live the theme here that our temple president has put together for us of coming closer to Krishna. So our next guest on this talk show, and this talk show involves you, by the way. It's just not going to be three of us having a chat. We want you to raise your hands. We want you to be involved in it as well. Our next guest, her name is Madhuri Manjari. She has been a devotee of the Hare Krishna movement since she was born because her parents were Hare Krishna devotees. She got initiated at 19, and she is actually a teacher at our schools, Avanti House Secondary School. And she is a teacher of Sanskrit and Krishna consciousness, and she was actually my teacher online during COVID when I was learning Sanskrit with her, so she was brilliant. So she's going to come on today, and she's going to just tell us and recap about the themes and the stories of Lord Nrsimhadev. So put your hands together for Manjari Devidasi. Here she is. Madhuri Manjari. And Kishori Prabhu, do you want to come up too? Yep, is it on? Take a seat.
Haribol, thank you so much for having me. I feel really awkward being up here because everyone in the audience, literally every one of my mentors is in the audience right now. And I know for a fact, because I spoke about Nrsimhadev on Saturday, that every one of these children also know way more than I do. So thank you for having me, and I probably won't speak for that long. Even Amachis on the stage know way more than I do. So we'll talk about Nrsimhadev, and hopefully we can be inspired together. And you know, I feel like a lot now we have lectures where they try and talk about new pastimes, unheard pastimes. But Krishna is so ever fresh that we can hear his pastimes over and over again, and they're still just as nice. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya hears this pastime of Nrsimhadev more than 100 times in a row. And he is Nrsimhadev. So when we hear Nrsimhadev's pastime, if we hear it with love, devotion, then we can always get something new out of it. So I just want to do a quick recap of the story of Nrsimhadev in case anybody doesn't know it, or which you probably all do, but just for the sake of it. So Hiranyakashipu is a big demon, okay? He does lots of austerities to gain lots of power. And he does gain that a lot of power. And he has all of these different boons that basically make him immortal. Okay, he can't die in the day, in the night, in the sky, in the floor, by any weapon, etc. And then he's pretty angry because Prahlad is a devotee of Vishnu, who is his sworn enemy because Vishnu has killed his brother. And he tries so many ways to kill Prahlad because Prahlad is a traitor in his eyes. And every time he tries to kill Prahlad, what happens?
What happens, children? Come on. Every time Hiranyakashipu wants to kill Prahlad, what happens? Go on. Do you want to come up and say it in the mic? Come on.
He always chants the name of Krishna and then he survives.
He always chants the name of Krishna and survives. Give her a round of applause. Absolutely. If life was only that simple, but it was.
Exactly. So Krishna comes in the form of Nrsimhadeva to destroy Hiranyakashipu, and he does it in such a way that all of the boons of Brahma are kept intact. So we know the story, but I want to ask a question. Why does Krishna incarnate? Why does Krishna incarnate?
Do you want to come forward? Come forward and answer the question. What's your name? Uddhava.
So Krishna reincarnates to help his devotees annihilate the miscreants.
Yes.
Like yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata tritanam dharmasya tadatmanam shridhamyaham.
Wonderful. Have another round of applause. Do you want to show your wonderful face here? Who have you dressed up as today?
I just put some.
You just decided to put some whiskers on. Oh, good boy. Well done.
See, this is proof. They all know way more than I do. So, yes, we all know that famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna comes to protect the devotees and to annihilate the demons. But why does Krishna come in a form to do that? If he really wanted, he's all powerful, he can click his fingers and he can protect his devotees and kill the demons without having to incarnate. So, there's two reasons why Krishna does this. The first reason is that we all remember stories, right? So we find it hard to remember. What did Krishna say in the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 5, canto something? Even if we just read it yesterday, we forget it. But we all remember stories, even if we've heard them years and years ago. And Krishna wants us to remember him. So that's the first reason that Krishna comes and he does stories, because we remember stories. We're story creatures. And the second reason that Krishna comes and performs pastimes and does stories is because we learn lessons through these stories. So, in a difficult time, it's hard to remember what did Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita about this specific thing, but it's easy to remember what did Prahlad do, what did Dhruva Maharaj do, what did even Ravan do, so we know what not to do, right? So looking at these examples, we learn lessons. So I picked out 3 different lessons. And we'll start with the first one, shall we? So the 3 lessons that I picked up from this pastime. One is Hiranyakashipu, of what not to do. One is from Nrsimhadeva, and one is from Prahlad Maharaj. So Hiranyakashipu is my first lesson. Now, Hiranyakashipu does austerities for... Does anybody know how long he does an austerity for? So he's standing on his tiptoes with his arms in the air and he looks up. And I actually tried this for this talk to see how long I could last standing there. And I did it for about just over 4 minutes. So it wasn't that long. So does anyone know how long Hiranyakashipu was standing like that? How was he standing? How long was he standing like that? Kids, do you want to come up? Come.
1,000 years?
You're very close.
Not sure then.
So he was standing there for 100 celestial years, which is about 18,000 of our years. Okay? So he gained lots of power by doing this. And apart from it, all of his immortality that he gained, right? All of these protection from death he gained. He also gained incredible power. Okay? So I wanted to read you this part of the Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu conquered everyone in the 10 directions and the 3 worlds, and brought all living entities, both demigods and asuras, under his control, becoming the master of all places, including the residence of Indra, whom he had driven out. He began enjoying life in great luxury, and thus became mad. All of the demigods, except for Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, became under his control and began serving him. Despite all of his material power, he was dissatisfied. And I feel like a lot of the time we forget how much power Hiranyakashipu had. So, can anybody put that, we should make this interactive, right? Do we have time?
Of course.
Can anybody tell me, what do people think? What do we feel about happiness? What do we think we need in life to be happy? What do people generally think that we need in life to be happy? No spiritual things. If you're a person that lives in the material world, what do we think we need in life to be happy? Okay, so possessions. Yes? Possessions. What else do we think we need to be happy? Yes, at the back. Shout it out. Material things. Good. Material possessions. What else?
Shampoo.
Okay, good loving relationships. What else?
To be loved.
To be loved. Really nice.
Anybody else? Chips. Oh my God, you're my best friend. I love chips. I could eat chips every day.
Yeah.
Chips.
That's a really good example. I'm going to narrow it down to about 6 things. Yes, yes. Power, okay? So I'm going to narrow it down to about 6 things. People think they need money, first of all. People think they need beauty, right? If I only looked like that person, then I'd be happy. Or if I had this much money, then I'd be happy. Or if I had a bit of power, I'd be happy, you know? So I'm going to read out some things from the Bhagavatam to show just how much Hiranyakashipu had in terms of all these things we need to be happy. So beauty. Bhagavatam says, having been blessed by Lord Brahma and he acquired a lustrous golden body. So we always think of demons that they must be ugly because that's how they're portrayed in Indian shows, but they're not. They actually have a lot of power and they're quite attractive. Second thing, wealth. Hiranyakashipu resided in the most opulent palace of Indra. It was constructed by Vishvakarma and it looked so beautiful as if the goddess of fortune resided there herself. Then you have power. People want power, right? We all feel like power will make us happy. He defeated all the rulers of the other planets where living entities were and brought them under his control. Conquering the abodes of all, he seized their power and influence. All of the demigods personally worshipped him to please him by bringing him various presentations with their own hands. So, you know the devatas that control the weather and control everything growing and all that stuff? He was in control of them. And it said that he had so much power that he could, if people are in heaven because of they have good karma or good credits, he could send those people to hell, and the people in hell he could send them to heaven. That's how much power he had, just because he wanted to. Then you have strength, and I kind of put this last one as get whatever you want whenever you want it, because that kind of captures what we think will make us happy, right? Get whatever we want when we want it. And it said, the valleys between the mountains became fields of pleasure for Hiranyakashipu, by whose influence all the trees and plants produce fruits and flowers profusely in all seasons, which means he didn't have to wait for it to come around to summer to have a mango. And he didn't even have to wait for it to grow. Said that the earth would actually give up grains and fruit without even being plowed or planted just because he wanted it. That's how much power he had. And yet the Bhagavatam says he was still dissatisfied. So what the lesson we learn from Hiranyakashipu is that whatever we think we need in life to make us happy, even when we get it, we're not going to be happy, because Hiranyakashipu had more than we have, times 1,000,000, and he's still dissatisfied. So what does he need to be happy? And I'm just going to end on this point. The first thing is that Prahlad tells him what he needs to be happy. And can you imagine all the devatas are worshipping Hiranyakashipu because they're so scared of him, and yet Prahlad, a 5-year-old boy, is telling him straight up, you are unhappy because you're not worshipping Krishna. And Prabhupada uses this as an example of fearlessness, you know, because he's so fearless. He tells his demon father that everyone else is worshipping, you know. And he says to him, the example, Prahlad says to Hiranyakashipu, you are like one chewing something that has already been chewed. So imagine, kids, you know when you have gum, and then all the flavor goes, and then it becomes a bit hard, and you throw it onto the floor. Imagine someone picking up that piece of gum and trying to enjoy it. That's what Prahlad is saying material things are like. And then he says, we can connect with Krishna, and then we actually become happy. And in contrast to Hiranyakashipu, who had everything but no happiness, there are countless examples of devotees who have nothing. No material possessions, they even have diseases, they have ailments, and they're the happiest people in the world. So our first lesson from Hiranyakashipu, material things don't make you happy.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
and thank you for that discourse on the first lesson of Hiranyakashipu. So we are living in the material world. We are devotees. Life is goal-orientated. we have to reach a goal, whether we're at work, whether we're even here at Bhaktivedanta Manor. This is what we need to achieve by the end of the week, the end of the month, whatever it is. So we have our eyes fixed on the goal, right? And then we know that something good is going to come out of that. So sometimes we get blinded, just like Hiranyakashipu was blinded by a wonderful son. He had Prahlad, but he just dismissed that in his life. And, you know, seeing Prahlad having the wonderful qualities, but just because you do not believe that I am God, I am rejecting you. So in our life, when we are trying to reach a goal, when we are trying to pursue something really good, how can we not be blinded and really see the good things that are in our lives instead of kind of blanking them out, saying, I'm not even going to focus on that, this is what I need to go and get in life. How can we do that in our daily practices?
I can give, we can perhaps talk about it, but I was thinking of His Holiness Vardhanath Swami says that gratitude is the fertile soil of all other good qualities. So if we are grateful for everything that we have and practice gratitude daily, perhaps that can help us to focus on what's really important.
It's a really good answer. Who practices gratitude here amongst the devotees? Put your hands up. Can you come up just for a minute? You're chanting. Just want to share, how do people, do gratitude? How do devotees practice gratitude? Because that's a really important thing. There's a lot of mindfulness and wellness and from mental well-being. And so really to be present, because we are in a fast-paced world. Nandarani Prabhu, would you like to come and share something with us of how you would practice gratitude? Because I know you do. Come on. Give a round of applause to Nandarani. One of my dear friends.
Thank you. So, I'm sure many of you are doing this, but one of the ways I practice gratitude is that in the most difficult times of your life, whether it's in your life or in the day, we have to find something good. Because if we don't find something good, then we become very distraught. So one way I practice gratitude is every morning, during lockdown, I tried to write 100 things that I was grateful for. And so, when I looked at my list, sometimes there were material things. So I had to think about what are the spiritual things that I'm grateful for. And Krishna really appreciates us when we're grateful. And one of the ways we can start being grateful is by looking at all the people around us, all the devotees that we serve with, and find one thing that we really appreciate about them. And that's not just your friends. That's actually looking at what you really appreciate about somebody who you might not necessarily get on with. So I think that's one of the ways I practice gratitude. And I think every day is a new start, a new dawn and a new day. So if we find something that we can really appreciate about others, about what we have in our life, then we will be so abundant. And this is just everything that's written in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you so much, Nandarani. I hope that's inspired you to do gratitude. And it's a wonderful exercise. It only takes a few minutes. But back to you, Manjari Prabhu. If you would like to go on to the second lesson, because I know time is running out, and there is an Nrsimhadeva drama, kids, coming up, which I know that you're super excited about. So that will just be in a few minutes. So would you like to talk about the second lesson?
Okay, so I'll be quicker with these lessons. So the second lesson we have is from Nrsimhadeva. Nrsimhadeva, the lesson we learn from him is that he will always protect. Now, there were so many examples of Nrsimhadeva protecting devotees, right? There's books about it, and there's talks about how he's protected devotees. But some people will argue still that, well, there are devotees that have been in dangerous situations, and it doesn't seem like the Lord is protecting them, right? What about the devotees that have been in accidents? What about the devotees that have been afflicted by some sort of disease? It doesn't seem like the Lord is protecting us. And there's two kind of ways we can look at this. The first thing is that, firstly, the whole Bhagavatam is filled with people, devotees who are suffering, right? Did Prahlad not go through all of these struggles and more, right? How many of your parents have ever thrown you into a pit of snakes or thrown you off a cliff? hasn't happened to us, right? And even in the Bhagavatam, we have examples of Draupadi. All of her 5 sons were killed. The Pandavas lost everything. Parikshit Maharaj is cursed to die. And the Lord doesn't necessarily save them from these bad things. But through the Bhagavatam, they teach us how we're meant to react in specific situations. And it's interesting, somebody made the point to me the other day that in the Bhagavatam, who do we hear more about? Like, who do we have more detail about? Is it Prahlad or is it Nrsimhadeva? Who do you have more detail about, like their life and whatever? Yes? Good. Prahlad is in the Bhagavatam a lot more, right? We have his whole childhood before he was born. And Nrsimhadeva comes and does his pastime. And the Bhagavatam is showing us through this who we should be focusing on. Should we be focusing? Prahlad is actually the hero we are aspiring towards. We shouldn't be thinking too much about how Nrsimhadeva can save us, but we should remember Krishna has promised to protect his devotees. I should just focus on becoming a good devotee. And the second part is, what do we actually need protection from, right? Krishna never says that he'll protect our material body. My body's going to die anyways, right? What does Krishna actually protect us from? So we have to ask ourselves, what's the real danger to us in our life? The real danger to us in our life is all the bad qualities we have in our heart, right? Because that's what's keeping us away from Krishna. That's what's keeping us miserable. All of our lust, anger, greed, our selfishness, that is the stuff that Krishna actually needs to save us from. Otherwise, we're stuck in this cycle of birth and death. So Krishna promises to save us from that if we want him to. So if we call to Krishna, like Prahlad called to Nrsimhadeva, Krishna will also come and he'll destroy Hiranyakashipu. And we all have Hiranyakashipu in our lives, but where is he? Is he external? He's in our hearts, right? So we all have Hiranyakashipu in our hearts, and Krishna will gladly come and kill that demon if we just ask him to. So that's the second lesson. Nrsimhadeva will always protect us.
Wonderful. Would you like to say something, Kishori Prabhu? What was going through your mind when Prabhu was speaking?
Yeah, sure. I think it's really interesting because a lot of the times we do think like, why am I suffering, or why are other devotees suffering? And it's really interesting to remember like the point that you said, that what is Krishna protecting? And actually Krishna promises that he will protect us, but the thing that he is protecting is our bhakti and is our devotion. So that's something that is really nice to remember. And we can take advantage and pray today that may please Lord Nrsimhadeva take out the Hiranyakashipu in my heart so that we can express and feel more love for Krishna. So that's what I was thinking, how today is such a nice day to be able to pray to Nrsimhadeva for that, to please protect our bhakti and to please get rid of the Hiranyakashipu that's in my heart. So that's what I was thinking.
So it's a wonderful prayer, isn't it? And Srila Prabhupada always said that when we do finish our bhakti, our reading, our chanting, the glorification of the deities, is always to recite the Nrsimhadeva prayer. Even when we go in the car, I don't know how many of you devotees also do that practice. As soon as we get in the car, put the engine on, sing that Nrsimhadeva prayer for that protection of that journey ahead. And so Nrsimhadeva is really a big protector in our lives and really significant. So today is a very special day. Just a quick question here that I was thinking of. There's a lot of suffering that's been going on in COVID. People have been dying. There's lots of loved ones in different countries. I'm aware that the devotees, and people are just worried that, you know, my family, my friends are out there, they're going to be okay, and especially with what's happening in India. How can we see that Krishna's hand is in suffering? How can we see that as devotees and just as worshippers?
This is a really tough question, because when you're in the situation where someone close to you or you yourself are suffering, it's hard to see Krishna as that is Krishna. So I don't know, I heard one answer once that we will all have different perspectives on what Krishna does in our life. And some people see their suffering as Krishna. Some people see Krishna as a protector from our suffering. He's our salvation. He is he not just protects us, but he gives us kind of life. You know, he gives us hope. And so whatever way, I don't actually know the answer to that question, but a lot of the time if we try and think about Krishna in whatever way is helpful to us, whatever helps us to think about how Krishna is helping us, I think that is what it is, right? The becoming closer to Krishna. But since this is a talk show, it's great because I don't have the answers. So anyone else, what do you think?
Anybody else want to answer that? I think that Prabhupada says as well, just to add on what you've said, that Shraddha is the first step in our Krishna consciousness, our devotion, our faith. And when you see the story of Prahlad, how Prabhupada writes in the Bhagavatam, Prahlad has ultimate faith, unflinching faith, isn't it? That's what the Bhagavatam talks about. Unflinching faith in Krishna consciousness. That it doesn't matter that my father is going to put me in a horde of elephants, he's going to throw me off cliffs, a pit of snakes, hot oil, all the rest of it. But you know what? I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm going to chant Krishna's name and he will protect me. I have unflinching faith about that. And that is something, isn't it? It really is something.
And I think also what I was thinking about is we don't always know what's best for us. So even though it seems like we are suffering, which we probably and likely are, and so many things may be happening around us, but we have to have faith that that's Krishna's plan. Krishna has our best interests at heart, so we may not think this is the best thing for us, but actually maybe it is. And even though it doesn't seem like it right now, Krishna has a plan. So I think it's so important to remember that. Even when things seem like they're going crazy and things are being turned upside down and COVID is here, but there's a reason for everything. And to just know that Krishna is our dearmost friend and he has our best interests at heart. So just knowing that helps.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Krishna is our dearmost friend. That's something that I really like. Thank you, Kishori Prabhu, for sharing. So we're on our last lesson now because the drama is coming up. So just another 5-6 minutes. So lesson number 3.
Okay, so lesson number 3 is from Prahlad. And we can all guess what the lesson is. It's remembering Krishna. So we all know there's 9 devotional processes. Okay, we have Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishwasmaranam. Now, the most important one of these is said to be Smaranam, remembering Krishna. The most important rule is to always remember Krishna and never forget him. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And every other thing that we do in Krishna consciousness is to uphold this rule, right? Why do we chant? To remember Krishna. Why do we, what else do we read? To remember Krishna. Why do we serve the deity? To remember Krishna. And it's to remember Krishna throughout our life and then ultimately at the end of our life. And Prahlad is he is the emblem of remembrance. And Prahlad says in the Bhagavatam, just as iron filings are attracted towards a magnet, so am I drawn to the Lord. So, when you have iron filings, maybe we did this experiment when we were in school, when they have that magnet and we see they're all drawn towards him. So Prahlad's saying, I'm like the iron filing and Krishna's like the magnet. So essentially, we are all like iron filings, right? But so why are we not attracted to Krishna in the same way that Prahlad is? So Raja Bihari Prabhu explains that there's 2 reasons that we're not like Prahlad. One is that we have rust on us. And the second, that we are far away from Krishna. And the rust is cleaned by chanting Krishna's name, and we become closer to Krishna by being around devotees. So we become like Prahlad in those 2 ways. So then we are attracted to Krishna. So there are so many ways to remember Krishna in the world. Krishna gives his universal form where he shows us his part of nature. He also does so many pastimes to remember him. So we can remember Krishna in so many different ways. We just have to make the effort. And then if we do, then that's actually the joy in life, isn't it? Not like Hiranyakashipu trying to get joy from everything else. So that's the last lesson.
Brilliant. So that's the last lesson, which is coming closer to Krishna, right? So Krishna is our dearmost friend. The example is of the iron filings. The iron filings are attracted to the magnet. That's how Prahlad was attracted to Krishna. So you might just want to have a little reflection moment here to say, on Nrsimhadev's appearance day, the appearance day of the Lord. Oh, it's gone off here. Appearance day of the Lord. Is it on? It's on. Appearance day of the Lord. How can I become closer to Krishna? How close am I really to Krishna? And that's why we celebrate these appearance days, isn't it? Srila Prabhupada said we really have a reflection time of our relationship with the Lord, our connection with the Lord. And how are we connected today? How does people feel? Put your hand on your hearts. You might want to just close your eyes and think of Lord Nrsimhadev in your heart, protecting you in your soul, your mind, your body. And just think, how close do I actually feel for the Lord right now in this present moment? Just have a little think about that. And just cherish that connection here at the temple. And when you just just open your eyes. Does anybody want to share just even one word of how they felt when they felt connected to Krishna just right there in that present moment? Anyone want to share? Come on, you can be brave. Grateful. What a wonderful word. Would you like to share? How did you feel? Wonderful. Happy. That's what we all want, isn't it? Didn't Prabhupada say chant and be happy, didn't he? He said that. So when we connect with Krishna and we connect with ourselves, that is the ultimate happiness. We don't have to search anywhere else. It was just right there. Did everybody feel good doing that exercise? Yeah? Just being present with the Lord, with yourself, with your Atma. And that is what this meditation is of Krishna consciousness, actually. This wonderful journey of Krishna consciousness is a meditation of our lives. So I think we'll stop there. Thank you so much. Could you give her a round of applause? You were great. And it's so nice to have refreshing devotees who are doing little services, big services everywhere, just to come and showcase what they learn and share with us. So over the programs, over when COVID starts to open up, I might be reaching out to some of you. So there's nothing to be scared about. This is the first time we came on stage today, and we just did it live, and we just had a conversation today to share with all of you. So thank you for participating. Really appreciate that and appreciate your presence today. I'm just going to hand over to Kishori Prabhu, who's going to introduce, the players. Off you go.
So now we have the moment I think most of you have probably all been waiting for. So we have the Bhaktivedanta players who are going to be doing a drama for us. If I'm not mistaken, they've actually been going since 1985, and they've actually been asked to do dramas all around the world. They go on tours, but they're here with us today, and it's so nice for those of you online, because you will also be able to watch it live along with all of us here today. So the drama is going to be the Nrsimhadeva pastimes. So everyone please put your hands in the air and give a big Haribo! And give a big round of applause for the Bhaktivedanta players.
Okay guys, sounds like we're on soon.
I wish you had like a dagger. Sometimes using big swords.
Many, many yugas ago lived a most powerful demon. His name, Hiranyakashipu. His brother, Hiranyayaksha, was killed by Lord Vishnu. There was only one thing in the mind of Hiranyakashipu. That was revenge.
So, this Vishnu, he killed my brother, Hiranyaksha. Well, now it is time for me to seek revenge and destroy this Vishnu. But I know he's no easy opponent. Oh no. Hiranyaksha was invincible. So, I will perform austerities so severe that I will choke out the entire universe. I will burn every living entity's last breath, that even the demigods themselves will come begging to me to stop.
I, Lord Indra, King of Heaven, I do not know what's happening, what's going on. All the other demigods in heaven are choking. Some are even dying. I have landed on this planet to investigate. The source of endless black smoke is billowing from over yonder. It is my duty to find out what's going on before it's too late and we all perish beneath the sea. This place is overgrown. No one has been here for years. The source of the smoke. It's a giant anthill. What lies within? A skeleton. Yet the skeleton still lives. I've never seen anything like it. The soul. The soul resides within, keeping it alive. Such austerities the heavens have never seen before. It is the demon, Hiranyakashipu. I must petition Lord Brahma before it's too late, before the universe perishes and we all die. Lord Brahma, save us! Stop! Stop these terrible austerities. Yeah, they seem to do what they do. Oh dear son of Kashyap, stop this at once. Get up. Arise. Arise, O young one. I implore you to stop these intense austerities now. Can you not see the suffocation you are causing in the entire universe? O son of Kashyap, you have demonstrated your worthiness. I am very impressed with your austerity. And therefore, I shall award you whatever benediction you desire. Ask of me, and I shall attempt to fulfill it.
My dear Lord Brahma, thank you. Thank you. Please, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto thee, the Lord of this universe. You are the life giver for all living entities in this realm, and I have been very eager to meet you, O giver of benedictions. So, Lord Brahma, grant me one wish, just one, that I, Hiranyakashipu, son of Kashyap, will never die.
My dear Hiranyakashipu, you are asking something of me which even I do not have. Surely with all your knowledge and understanding, you should know that for every soul that is born, it is destined to die. You are immortal, and so am I. Only the Almighty Lord can grant immortality. Ask of me another benediction.
Very well. Then, I request, grant me that I would never be killed by no human being or no animal. I will not be killed by no weapon, neither outside nor inside, not at day nor at night. Grant me this, Brahma. Grant it!
My dear Hiranyakashipu, what you ask for is most difficult for most men to obtain. But due to your severe penances, I shall grant it. Tathastu. So be it.
Ah! Yes. Yes.
But remember, my dear son, use your gifts wisely. Remember, use them wisely, I implore you. Tathastu.
Thank you, Brahma. Thank you. Now, it is time for me to retaliate with this Vishnu for the atrocities he caused against my brother. I am now immortal, and it is time for me to destroy this Vishnu. Just you wait. Just you wait.
His severe penance. What to do?
Make way for the King of Heaven!
What are you doing here? Woman's chamber! At once! Before my husband returns, or else you will feel the wrath of his anger.
I'm most sorry to intrude, my lady. Please accept my apologies. But you must understand one thing. There is war across the heavens. So many planets, brahmanas and cows have been destroyed, and I must step in. You must understand. Your husband has caused havoc, and we demigods must stop him.
Then what do you want?
We want nothing from you. You are no threat to us. We're not looking for your husband. We're trying to avoid him. He is far too powerful. You are indeed no threat to us, my lady. However, the child that sits within your womb is potentially a very great threat to us, and we must act. My lady, please try to understand. Your child is the child of Hiranyakashipu, the greatest tyrant this universe has ever seen. Try to understand. If it grows up to be anything like its father, then the universe is perished. Therefore, we demigods have grouped together and we have collectively decided, I am sorry, but the child must be destroyed.
No!
My lady, please try to understand. This is for the greater good of the entire universe. I promise through mystic mantras, no harm will come to you, but the child must die. I'm sorry. Come with me now.
No, please.
Come with me. I'm sorry, my lady. I must Narada Muni.
What are you doing with this lady?
Oh, great sage Narada Muni, please accept my humble obeisance. Rise to your lotus feet. Yes, please let me explain. Inside her womb is the child of Hiranyakashipu, the greatest tyrant. Unfortunately, we have decided we must kill the child for the sake of the universe. You must see the bigger picture, Narad.
Oh, great sage.
Be quiet, I will do the speaking.
You are making a grave mistake, Indra.
What do you mean?
Within her womb is not a
demon.
No?
No. But in fact, it's a great devotee of Lord Vishnu.
Vishnu?
Even if you wanted to kill him, you cannot harm him.
He's protected by Lord Vishnu personally.
His name will be Prahlad Maharaj. So please, kindly release her.
Prahlad Maharaj. Oh dear. Great Narad Muni, please accept my most sincere apologies. Both of you, I simply did not realize this truth. The fact he will be a devotee of Lord Vishnu changes everything, and the demigods sing and praise. Kindly allow me to leave here.
Thank you. Please, do not be afraid. You can come with me to my ashram, and I will give you shelter until your husband returns from his quest.
You are a great sage.
Come, let us go. You have gone through enough. Narayana, 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 Narayana. What's on here?
How can I sit upon my throne comfortably when my planet, when all the heavenly planets are under severe attack by the unstoppable forces of Hiranyakashipu? I begged Lord Brahma for boons. Boons? Who did he give the boons to? Hiranyakashipu! He has got the boons. Now he's unstoppable. The planet is surrounded, my palace is surrounded by Asuras. Every Brahmana, every cow has been killed. I, King of Heaven, am helpless. What can I do? There's nowhere for me to run, but I will not surrender so easily. Oh Vishnu, please, I am helpless. Help me.
Indra! Where are you, Indra?
Leave my palace, Hiranyakashipu.
Indra. There you are. I have come to overthrow you and proclaim the heavenly realm as mine, while you are my insignificant slave.
Do you understand who you're talking to? Do you have any idea of the constitution of the universe? Lord Brahma himself has made me the King of Heaven from my own earning, not you. You're nothing but a tyrant, a demon, insignificant.
Quiet! I would remain severely quiet if I were you. Your words are meaningless. Unless you wish to feel the sharpness of this sword across your throat.
I do not fear you, tyrant. Your heart is full of nothing but lust, greed, and anger. What is your qualification to sit here? There is none! Only I can sit on this throne.
You are wrong and blind to the fact that I am the Lord and Master of this universe and heavenly realm. Now proclaim it! Proclaim it, Indra.
Demon! Demon! You may have conquered us military, but you have not conquered our hearts. All right. For the sake of maintaining some degree of peace and stability, which you must guarantee, I proclaim that Hiranyakashipu is now King of Heaven.
Now say it with feeling. Say it!
I do this just to save one more cow's life if you promise to kill no one else.
What choice do I have? I, Lord Indra, proclaim that Hiranyakashipu is now the king of heaven.
Good. Good. Indra, where are you going?
Where am I going? Away from here. These walls, they haunt me.
Come here, Indra, to your new lord and master. What is that drink we have here in the heavenly realms? What is it called? Somaras.
No. Somaras? Somaras? Do you even know what Somaras is? It is reserved only for those who are most qualified in this universe, those who performed proper austerities of good karma. No one else can even touch Somaras. No, I will not give you. I do this for the protection of my wives and my warriors.
Now kneel. Kneel! Good. Good. Don't ever forget your position. So, it has been brought to my attention that my son and my wife have been kept by Narada Muni. Summon them here immediately. My son, Prahlad, look at you. Come here, my boy. So effulgent you have become. So radiant. Very, very beautiful. I have been yearning to see you, my dear boy. Come, give your father a hug. My dear wife, it has been a long time. Welcome back. So, I hear Narada Muni has been keeping you well. Is this so?
Yes, Father. I am very grateful for his enlightening association. Thank you.
My dear Narada Muni, thank you. Thank you. Please, ask for a benediction. Anything you want, ask. I will give it to you gladly. Decline? Decline? No one declines Hiranyakashipu. Ask. Whatever your heart desires, ask of it. I can give you fame and fortune. I can give you women. I am the Lord of the heavenly realm. I can even give you a planet. So proclaim something.
There is
So be it, Narada Muni. So be it. I hear my son has a great amount of appreciation for you.
And one day, he's going to do amazing things.
my son, come here. You are going to be my legacy. You are going to learn the ways of ruling this entire universe and the heavenly realm like your father before you. Look. Everything you see, everything, the stars, as far as the eye can see, will be yours. You will be learned. You will be sent to Gurukul where you will learn the art of pure enjoyment.
Are you saying I'll go to Gurukula?
Yes, my son, of course. Yes, there is nothing I want more. Nothing I want more than your best. You will one day be very learned, just like me.
Oh, Father, what do you have planned?
Yes, you will be educated by two of the greatest teachers in this universe. Summon Amarka and Sundar here at once.
Hiranyakashipu! Jai Hiranyakashipu!
Jai!
Oh, master of the newly acquired universe! Well done, well done!
Oh, Lord, you are the most mighty. Even when you raise an eyebrow, the demigods quiver.
Oh, they quiver!
It is an honor, Hiranyakashipu.
How may we serve you, oh great ruler?
This is my son, Prahlad.
Your son? His son?
Very handsome.
Handsome. I wonder where he gets his looks from. Oh, his father. But you.
Yes. How can we help you, Hiranyakashipu, oh ruler of the three worlds?
My son Prahlad, he will be joining your Gurukul.
Our Gurukul? Oh, that's wonderful. Good choice.
He is nourished, educated in the art of enjoyment. Make sure he is very well learned. And above all, make sure his mind and his consciousness is not contaminated by those Vishnu worshippers.
Oh, Vishnu! Che. Oh, we have the best security. All new camera surveillance, everything. No one can get into our Gurukul.
Trust in us, Hiranyakashipu Maharaj. Please don't worry. Everything will be perfect with us.
Make sure. Prahlad, now go and study and learn the art of pure enjoyment.
Come, Prahlad! Oh, we all like to enjoy a good thing in life.
Come, Narada Muni. I wish to learn some more about your history, and also I want to hear you play the tambura. Come, my dear wife, come. High five.
A little nap before class.
Come on, children! Come on! This way! Let's go! Come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go! Come on! Break time's over! Very good! Come and take your seat right here, please, children! Wonderful! Welcome back to class!
Mummy.
Amarka! What are you doing sleeping?
I don't want to teach these kids. Can't we just have them on Zoom class or something?
Amarka, you have to understand, this is the king's son. He will have our heads on a plate if we don't look after him.
I know that. But this king is such a meanie. I don't like him.
What do you expect us to do? Just sleep all day? Huh?
Not a bad idea.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, let's just sleep all day.
Oh, good.
I guess these Rasgulas will just have to go to the monkeys or something.
Rasgulas? Did you say Rasgulas?
Oh yeah, I've got a few. Yeah. But you have to help me teach the class first.
All right. No problem.
Good. Okay.
All right. Mahamuda, did you do your homework? Papa Yoni? Straight back. What are you laughing at?
Very good, children. Okay. So today we will be teaching in and amongst royalty. As you will see right here, we have Prahlad. Please everyone give him a round of applause. Welcome Prahlad to the class. Enough! So Prahlad, you are a crown jewel amongst your father's possessions. And as such, we must teach you the art of ruling a kingdom. Because you will soon become emperor yourself. So, we will teach you the very basic and essentials that you must learn and you must follow. Do you understand?
You understand, Papa Yoni? Good.
Papa Yoni's a bit of a space case.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, children, I want you to repeat after me, okay? So much power I have today.
Today.
And so much more I'll get tomorrow.
Much more tomorrow.
And if anyone gets in my way, I will destroy them. Not bad. Let's hear it with some heart this time. Let me hear you scream it from your soul. So much power I have today.
So much power I have today.
And so much more I'll get tomorrow. And if anyone gets in my way, I will destroy them. Very good. Please, a marker.
First, I will teach you a very, very special mantra. This is the Maha mantra, the best mantra. So repeat after me. Om. Hiranyakashipu. Namaha. Om. Hiranyakashipu. Namaha. All right.
Very good.
So much wealth I have today. So much more I'll get tomorrow. And if anyone comes my way,
I think seems a bit stuck,
I
actually.
will hurt them. I will hurt them. I will hurt them. Excellent. Well done.
Very good, children. Very good. Now, me and a marker here are going to go on a quick break because we have some very important business to attend
Oh,
to.
very, very important. Behave yourself.
Good. And we will let you go on a recess. Understood? You have 3 minutes. Please stay right where you are. Do not move a muscle. Come on.
Hello! 3 Rasgulas for me!
Where are those Rasgulas? I'll put them somewhere. Let me just find them right here.
Oh, Mahamuda, I know you play games and have a bit of fun here and there, but how can I enjoy any leisure time when we are all missing the essence of life? The purpose of life is not to enjoy material things, but it's to serve and experience love for Him. Mahamuda is very short. Please don't misuse it in frivolous activities. Oh, what was that? You want to know how to experience this love? Okay, repeat after me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hey, stop this at once! Blood! What is this nonsense you are doing in our school?
Polluting everyone's mind. Everybody out.
All right, come on, you kids. Isolation for all of you guys. Come on, isolation. 14 days.
Prahlad, is this not what our enemies do? Who has polluted your mind like this? How can a child whose father is the ruler of the kingdom be so foolish?
Chapalosuka! It's the king! The king's coming this way! Come on, the king! Oh my God, it's the king! Oh! Welcome! It's good to see you. It's not parents' evening.
So, Prahlad, tell me, how are you? Huh? How was your first day? What did you learn?
I learned how to rule your kingdom.
Oh, lovely. So, how do you rule my kingdom?
On must divide and conquer.
Ooh, well done, score!
This is excellent. Very good. What an answer. I was beginning to worry that the time you had spent with Narada Muni, you had forgotten your loyalty and allegiance to me. But what a beautiful answer. I am eager to know more. What is the best thing you have learnt today?
The best thing, Father, the best thing to do is chant the names and glories of Vishnu.
What is this? I want you to protect him and his mind. Did I not?
You did. My lord, my very hunky lord. What happened? We didn't teach him any of this. I think it came from his heart.
You talk rubbish.
My king, my lord, my master, do not be so angry. Shanti, Shanti. Ask him yourself. We did not teach these things to him.
Prahlad! Prahlad! Explain yourself. Why are you speaking the Lord's name? Huh? What is this? I am the Lord. Where are you getting this? You are only going to infuriate me more.
Krishna resides in the hearts of all living entities. If we serve him, he will take care of us, including you.
I don't need this Krishna. Who is this Krishna? Prahlad. Huh? Who is this Krishna, Prahlad?
Krishna resides within the hearts of all living entities. If you turn to him, you can feel his guidance, as I feel you have strayed.
My lord, maybe we should take him to see some of your...
Take him away from here. Throw him into a pit full of demons. Make sure his body is ripped to shreds.
Yes,
I
my
want
lord.
Nothing left of this.
Yes,
boy
my
of mine.
lord. Yes, my lord.
Make sure
Come on,
it is
Prahlad.
done.
Yes,
do not
my lord.
return.
Yes,
and I do
yes,
not
my
want to
lord.
hear.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Defiant. Defiant, young boy. My kingdom will retaliate. But I will soon gain control of them.
We have some terrible, terrible news.
Now what?
You won't believe it, my lord. You see, we did everything that we could. Everything that we could. Give him the report.
This is the report. He seems to be, I don't know, some special kid or something.
Do I have to do everything myself? Leave us. So, Prahlad, it seems as if you have some mystical powers, huh? You were thrown with demons, but not one bite. You were thrown into a pit full of snakes, but not one scratch. They even threw you from the highest mountain, but no, much too powerful from that. Where are you getting your powers from, Prahlad? Where? How dare you! I am going to destroy this Krishna of yours. Where is this Krishna? Everywhere. Everywhere, you say. Is he here? Good. Is he over there? Is he between these pillars? I am going to destroy this Krishna of yours, and then I will kill you, Prahlad.
I'm very pleased with you. I give you benediction. Ask me whatever you wish for.
My lord, I would love nothing but to be engaged in your service.
Ask me anything and I shall grant it to your heart's desire.
Though my father was a demon, please give him a chance to serve you.
Don't worry about your father. Your father is not only liberated in this lifetime, but also 7 generations before and 7 generations after. Shri Shri Nrsimhadeva Bhagavan ki! Shri Shri Nrsimhadeva Bhagavan ki! Shri Shri Nrsimhadeva Bhagavan ki!
Kavacham bhakshe prahladenoditam pura sarvarakshakaram punyam sarvopadravanashanam sarvasampadkaram chaiva swargamoksha pradayakam yatva nrsimham devesham hema simhasanastitam विवृतास्यं त्रिनयनं शरदिन्दुसमप्रभम् लक्ष्म्यालिङ्गितवामाङ्गं विभूतिभिरुपाश्रितम् चतुर्भुजं कोमलाङ्गं स्वर्णकुण्डलशोभितम् श्रिया सुशोभितो रस्कं रत्नकेयूरमुद्रितम् तप्तकाञ्चनसङ्काशं पीतनिर्मलवाससम् इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिष्ठः स्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः विराजितपदद्वन्द्वं शङ्खचक्रादिहेतिभिः गरुत्मता च विनयात् स्तूयमानं मुदान्वितम् स्वहृत्कमलसंवासं कृत्वा तु कवचं पठेत् नृसिंहो मे शिरः पातु लोकरक्षात्मसम्भवः सर्वगोपीस्तम्भवासः पालं मे रक्षतु ध्वनिम् नृसिंहो मे दृशौ पातु सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनः स्मृतिं मे पातु हरि मुनिवर्या स्तुतिप्रियः नासा मे सिंहनासस्तु मुखं लक्ष्मीमुखप्रियः सर्वविद्याधिपः पातो नृसिंहो रसनां मम वक्त्रं पात्विन्दुवदनः सदा प्रह्लादवन्दितः नृसिंहः पातु मे कण्ठं स्कन्धौ भूभरणान्तकृत् दिव्यास्त्रशोभित
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Bhaktivedanta players, give him another round of applause. Jai Krishna Prabhu, would you like to introduce everybody? Would you like to introduce everybody? I think it would be really nice to have everybody. Hare Krishna Rishi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
So you played the big bad demon today, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Bit of a contrast, isn't it, from a few weeks ago.
Didn't he play really well? Give a round of applause to Rishi Prabhu here. Who is this?
Madan. And I'm quite privileged to be playing Narsingha because I was quite nervous, and I hope I did a good job.
Wonderful, that is excellent. Thank you so much, Madan Prabhu. You did a brilliant job. And we have the star of the show here, don't we? We have Prahlad. Do you want to just say a few words? What's your name, Prahlad?
Madhav.
Madhav Prabhu. Didn't he do so well? Fantastic. And I love your costume and everything. You were great. And his is my favourite, Jai Krishna Prabhu. When I was a little girl, I used to come all the way from Coventry, and I used to watch him, just like you guys. And I used to watch him in the big tent where it used to be in the tennis court car parks on our Janmashtami program. So that must have been in the 80s. So you were the star for me there, and you're still a star now. Wasn't he funny? Jai Krishna.
I think everyone laughs at me, not at my jokes.
Well, we love the online Zoom one. You got us there, didn't you? And this is our another favourite. She's a post. Are you still a postwoman? She's not. She's Jai Krishna's wonderful daughter. She looks beautiful, didn't she? Remind me of your name again.
Barsha.
Barsha. Give a round of applause to Barsha. And we have Mr. Pink here, don't we? Mr. Pink, how are you doing?
Doing good.
And didn't he do really well? Remind me of your name.
Radha Vinod.
Radha Vinod Prabhu. Loved it. And then we have Nishkinchan Prabhu. Yeah? Please remind us of the part you were playing, Nishkinchan Prabhu.
I was playing Lord Brahma.
Hey, Lord Brahma. Did you enjoy your part?
Very much.
Nishkinchan Prabhu's everywhere, isn't he? School of Bhakti, giving talk shows, doing the dramas, isn't it? So it was wonderful to have you. And here's one of my favourites as well. We've got Radha Mohan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
And please remind us of the part you played, Radha.
I played Indra, the king of heaven.
Oh my God, King Indra. King Indra, can you please stop the rains now? That's enough now. We've had enough. We want the sunshine to be out. So thank you, Bhaktivedanta players, for all of your wonderful services over the years. You travel around the world, you inspire the hearts of the devotees in Mayapur, in New York City, Bombay, and especially here. So all of you watching live today, I hope you enjoyed the drama, and we were part of it here to relive the Leela of Nrsimhadeva and Prahlad. So just before we do close tonight's event, just a couple of things. At home, if you have not come to see Darshan, you have a 1-hour slot. So you can book on www.krishnatemple.com. Come and book your ticket. Come and say your prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev and make your day perfect. Also, if you're still around, Prabhus, you can go and see the Goshala. That's still open. Your prasadam packages are here, ready to go. So please do not forget to take those. And also, you can complete your fast today with or tomorrow, whatever you choose, of the Rawsome burgers, especially made on Nrsimhadev's appearance day at Radharani's Bakery for just a £5 with your chips. So if you want to take those home as well, that is absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much for doing the Nrsimhadev prayers, which we've been waiting for your love and protection of the program today, and take that home with you. Hari Bol.
Purvaksha Srilatan Kanakayane Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimha Bahira Nrsimha Rida Ye Nrsimha
Bahe Nrsimha Iraye Nrsimha
Bahira Nrsimha Idaye Nrsimha
Bahe Nrsimha Iraye Nrsimha
Nrsimha Madim Sharanam Prapate
Nrsimha Madim Sharanam Prapate
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Abhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Abhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavarita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshavarita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev
Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev
Oh Jaya Nrsimhadev 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev
Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev
Oh Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Nittai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nittai Gaura Haribol.
Nittai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nittai Gaura Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Everybody, Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Nrsimhadev Bhagwan Ji ki
Jai!
Maharaj ki
Jai!
Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Okay.